Right, hello guys, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the huge mess that Black Ops 6 is in right now. Because yes, here in Season 4, you guys may well know it through playing the game yourselves, that Black Ops 6 has been an unbelievable disaster here in Season 4. And it's only just started to get better, only because they've finally started to revert some of the things they've done. But we're going to be talking about some major things that have went wrong in Season 4 and kind of discussing why this has went wrong, what's going on, and just what state are we, what game are we playing right now? Like, I am so disappointed in the game that I'm playing right now. I hadn't played much before the end of Season 3, but to come back to Season 4, 2 days ago I started playing Season 4, and it has been a disaster. It has been an absolute disaster. Probably one of the worst updates we've ever seen in a Call of Duty, and I want to talk about it today. But we want to talk about loads of things. We're going to talk about lobby bug issues, such as being able to see levels and stuff, which I do believe is fixed now, but still we're going to talk about regardless. We're going to talk about ads appearing in clear class menus and how that's an unintended thing, but we'll talk about that more. And then finally, the big one that's coming out, skill-based damage kind of exists, okay? Kind of exists. And we're going to have to sort of speculate on that, but I'll talk about that more in a second. So let's talk about everything with Season 4, right? Season 4 has released here in, June? This is the time of year where we expect the game to get better, right? This is supposed to be the update that makes the game better. This is supposed to be the best version of Black Ops 6 at this point, as we sort of ride off to the sunset to then play whatever Black Ops 6 2.0 is, Black Ops 7, whatever game we're getting here in 2025. We start to get leaks for that, you know, in August time, etc. We're on that road now, right, to the next Call of Duty. But this update is supposed to be the update that massively improves the game, makes the game as best as possible. And we are far from that. There is so much wrong with this game. And it's not even things that are even remotely like noticeable, such as the ads in the creator class menu, the levels not appearing properly, which again, I do think is fixed now, but still. And the skill-based damage potential. There's also the connections, right? I'm sure you guys, the same as us, myself, have noticed how poor the connections have been this season. Is that due to the lack of players? I don't know. Even then, I still don't think there's an excuse. I think there should actually be more reason for there to be less of an issue, because yes, there's less players to matchmake against, but there is less server strain, right? That should mean that the servers should be more than capable of holding, you know, matches and, you know, being able to have a decent connection. But that has went out the window this season. Season 4 has been a disaster connection-wise. Doesn't matter what I do, doesn't matter what I try. The connections in this game are truly awful at the moment. I'm sure you guys can relate to that too. And if you don't, let me know down below. Let me know what you are experiencing when it comes to connections here in Season 4. Because truly, the matchmaking, the connections have gotten worse from Season 3, and I already thought it started to get worse at the end of Season 3, and it somehow got even worse in Season 4. It didn't improve, it managed to get worse, and I can't believe it's done so. But anyway, I'm going to flash this on your screen right now. We're going to start off with this tweet here, which says, Activision says the loadout bundles being promoted in creator class menus was a UI feature test that was not supposed to go live in Warzone or Black Ops 6. The test, in quotations, has been removed. So Call of Duty, of course, if you didn't see, in the creator class menus, had store bundle ads above any weapon that you went to. So for instance, if you wanted to make a Krig class up, above that would be loads of variants, such as Mastercraft variants, everything, just basically a little mini ad playing above your class that you were trying to edit, showcasing to you that, hey, this weapon has a store bundle right now, it has a Mastercraft variant, it has this bundle for 1,200 CUD points. You get the point. It had ads built into the game, and it's truly unbelievable that there was even something developed, right? You got to think of all the issues that are in Black Ops 6, that someone out there was tasked with making ads for Black Ops 6, right? A useless piece of development. The game already makes ridiculous amounts of money anyway, and instead of trying to revive the player base and get people to come back and play the game, it decided, you know what, we're going to try and milk the people that are left playing it. We're going to put ads in the game. Absolutely ridiculous. You know, I'm someone who plays Call of Duty and tries to make YouTube videos about it, right? I cannot defend this. I cannot defend putting ads in the game. And then to label it as a test and, you know, it was a mistake. No, you put it live and you saw the backlash and you decided against leaving it in the game because you knew people were upset that you were putting ads into a game that we already paid £60 for. Yes, some of us might have got it through Game Pass and PC Pass, but that's not the point. This is a fully fledged, regardless of what you say, £60, £70 game that is now supposed to have ads in it. Like, what can we expect in the future? How long until Activision just decide, oh, we don't care what the backlash is, we're going to put ads in the game anyway? How long until I'm sitting here playing, like, for instance, this Domination game, and then I get a McDonald's ad in the middle of the way through it, and I have to pay some CUD points to, you know, get it off my screen? I know that sounds absurd and I'm being ridiculous, but how long until we get that, right? I don't think Activision seems to differentiate, like, a fully fledged AAA game from a mobile game anymore. They think if what works in a mobile game will definitely work in a AAA title on a console and a PC. That's not the case. It does not work. But anyway, Absolutely ridiculous. You guys let me know what you think about Black Ops 6 trying to have ads in the game. They don't have them in the game now. It has been removed. But it's absolutely ridiculous that there was even a test for this in the first place, and it's ridiculous that there is even a thought process and someone out there making ads to appear in Black Ops 6. Next up, we're going to talk about how Activision also has said, and I'll show it in the screen now, Activision now says the levels not being shown in the lobby is a bug that they are working to fix. So far I've started to notice that the levels and icons are starting to appear in my lobbies again, like I'm able to see people's players' levels and that. The rumor was that this was to stop people from backing out from higher levels. So for instance, you saw a level 1000 lobby, you'd back out because they look like they're going to be a good player. But I don't believe this. I genuinely believe that they were trying to hide this from people just so they didn't let you know what sort of lobbies you were getting into, and just, I don't know, it's ridiculous, right? Why are we getting rid of player levels and level icons? There was clearly something there, and it says it was a bug. Again, I don't believe that, because for some reason it just doesn't make sense. These bugs are too, coincidental, right? Like, to label them bugs. I think it's just the get out of jail card from Activision. These are get out of jail cards when they just label everything a bug. Like, oh, this ad we put in the game, it was a bug. Oh, this update that you didn't like, yeah, it was a bug. This skill-based matchmaking that was far too much, oh yeah, that was a bug. These connections, right, oh, it's a bug. Everything that's wrong with the game is a bug, apparently, right? Activision don't care anymore, right? And I don't even know if these developers care anymore. I feel like they've just given up with this game, and it's absurd to have given up on the game that still quite a lot of people play, and I wouldn't say a ridiculous amount of people play now, right? Like, we know the Black Ops 6 player base has been massively declining, and it's probably got worse this season. It's probably dropped off so hard, especially after a new season. Like, after a new season, there should be a massive increase in player base, and that simply hasn't been the case. And it's quite evident with matchmaking times for myself, the connections, etc. It's been awful. And then finally, we'll move on to the big one. The big one that is going to do the rounds because it only just come out yesterday. But a funny thing that was found earlier, so this is by a person called Hey I'm Alex who looks into the code. They have different type of skill-based bots on there. And as you can see from the image, it has skill-based bot difficulties. Now, that's nothing too crazy, right? Obviously, we know what recruit is. We know what beginner is, veteran, professional. You get the point, right? We know there's different skill bots. But if you look at the bottom here, we've got skill-based damage ratio bot to human, skill-based damage ratio bot to human configuration count. Now, this does exist. This 100% is live code, because if you go to Exclusive Ace's channel, he actually showcases a test for this. And what he does is he goes into Warzone, the little training mode you have where you can go against, I think it's like 20 bots or something, and he just lets the bot shoot him. And basically, the bot shoots him with a PU LMG, right? And it takes about, I believe, 10 to 13 shots to kill in Warzone. He lets the bot shoot him. And when he's in this training mode, it took 27 bullets to kill him, which doesn't, is double basically the amount it's supposed to have taken. Now, obviously, that's because it's a training mode, so I imagine the bots have been made to, do less damage to the player, to sort of get the player a nice feel to the game, allow the maybe newer players who are trying to use the Warzone training thing to actually learn Warzone, to get used to the game and sort of be like, oh, I got a kill and I didn't die, because, they don't understand that they've been shot 27 times by a weapon that only, you're supposed to kill them in 13, bullets. Now, this is where the speculation comes in, of course, and you guys are going to say it in the comments, and I'm going to sit there and speculate too, because regardless, right, if they're going to sit there and say that ads were in the game as a bug, and this was in the game as a bug, we've all had our moments, right? Especially in Black Ops 6 this year, I can safely say I've had many a time where you've shot a person many times and felt like you should have got the kill. Is there a bug in the game that makes this, actual live code happen randomly in multiplayer? It's something that's going to be so unbelievably hard to prove, which is the problem, because a lot of people are going to be like, well, unless you prove it, you can't, it doesn't exist. It doesn't work. It's not live in multiplayer. It's not live in Warzone. It's going to be hard to tell. But I'm hoping someone out there is working on this. I hope someone out there is trying to pursue this. But the fact that there is even code and that this is possible, by the way, that they've made this happen, because a lot of people have said they wouldn't be able to make this sort of thing in a live environment. It wouldn't be possible. But quite clearly, it is very possible. If they can do it with bots in a normal setting, which is, and change the damage on the fly, which is literally what that showcases, it is possible. They can do skill-based damage. The fact that that is possible is a scary thing, because let's just say, right, it doesn't exist, right? And I'm going to go with that. Until further proof that it exists in multiplayer, I'm going to say it doesn't exist in a multiplayer environment. But the fact the code exists, how long until that does actually exist in a multiplayer environment? How long until this does work in Call of Duty Warzone? How long until Black Ops 7 maybe this actually exists? This is scary that this exists. I don't think people understand that. It doesn't matter whether it exists or it doesn't exist right now, whether it's live or not. The fact that this code exists is very scary. But you guys let me know down below, what do you think? First of all, Season's been a disaster. Truly awful. But I want to hear you guys' opinion. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think about Season 4, and do you think Black Ops 6 is best? But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe notifications on, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.